Okay, welcome to the Karen Mitches podcast. Today we have Jamal Watson.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This is a really big pleasure.
Thanks so much for coming on, Jamal.
This is I believe the Toronto comedy podcast that we all want to be on. There are like 4 people right now looking at my face being like, this guy.
That makes me feel so good.
No, it's like, it's my favorite. Yeah, no, it's like, dude, this is a bucket list. I'm pretty pumped.
I love it. Somebody told me it's a good way to like creep people in the scene that you have a crush on. And
Oh,
I was
really?
like, that's the kind of service that I want to provide.
If you like lurking socially, yeah, I'm going to tell you all about myself. There's no one comedically that I think has a crush on me. But if you're willing for it, if you're willing to wait, I'll leave some deep cuts here. And I swear to God, at minute like if I say something in minute like 28. Then I know someone watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah. You gotta pepper them through and then remember how deep they were. So
yeah. I was like, oh, you remember when I said that? Okay, let's talk. It's been a while. It's ridiculous. How are you doing? You right?
I've been good. Yeah. I had a busy weekend, but it's a long weekend, so then tomorrow I get to do absolutely nothing.
That's yeah. That's good. Good for you.
How's yours? Busy?
I employ people. So Monday's a stat holiday, so I work those because I'm not paying those kids time and a half to do the shit job that they do. So I'll just be there. So I'll be working at one of my 3 establishments.
Amazing. So can we go through all of them?
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So my favorite, because this is the one that I go to do comedy,
Yes.
is Tammy's Wine Bar.
Tammy's Wine Bar at I know where this is, 1662 Queen Street West. And I'm going to be filling in for Ray tomorrow. Actually, don't worry. By the time this is posted,
Yeah.
it won't matter.
It'll be back in time.
Yeah, but yeah,
But remember that time we had at Ray's mic?
Yeah, yes,
It's amazing.
It will be great. It's going to be the best one. Love you, Ray. Monday, yeah, we do. Ray does a Monday night there at Ray Gallimore, and then sometimes I host a Tuesday. I've been kind of off it lately just because this is summer. I'm a little busy. And then Izzy Lewis?
I just say Loeth.
Loeth? Okay.
Okay.
You know,
I might be wrong. I feel like he wouldn't correct me.
Yeah, it's like he's like, actually, you know, as a host, I try to like get everyone's names right, but like it's really out the door. Like as soon as I hear it, I'm like, yeah. And Izzy's gonna do a show there soon on a Wednesday. Yeah, so I do that one. I own another place called Loveless. That's at 1430.
And that's a cafe.
That's a cafe. We have done shows there, comedy shows, but feel free not to ask me to do a show there, because
Too much work.
no.
Not conducive to it.
Yeah, and you got to be really good for that place.
Yeah, to make it work.
Because it's not like there's not like a downstairs. Like you're going on like the thing and like
You're in the middle of a cafe. People
right.
are not
And if you
ready for stand-up.
do not do it properly, it's in the middle of the west end of Toronto. Believe me, I'll hear about it. Like, I wouldn't do a show there. And then I have another place called Tommy's that's at 1977 Dundas Street West.
And Tommy's was the original.
No, Loveless was the original.
Okay.
Before Loveless, I owned a bar called Unlovable. And I had a sports bar called The Contender. And Unlovable made it for 9 years. And I opened Loveless, like, and Loveless is turning 10. And The Contender made it for... I gotta say that was like an early season cancellation. That one made it like a year, and then
Was that heartbreaking?
I did it with like 9 other people. I don't like failing. It was like one failure I think I was involved with, where I tried.
Yeah.
And so it felt like I'm trying.
Yeah.
But I think some of the people I was working with at the time weren't like trying. So.
That's really hard.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to do.
Where do you get though the confidence to open a business?
I call it poverty. I'm so worried about being poor, and I really do think like businesses are like it's like anything else. If you're willing to put the time in, it'll sort itself out.
Yeah.
I mean, like the idea of like, but there are people who do businesses for like 40 years and they don't make like a cent, but they like make enough to pay themselves. Like for me, I look at it more like buying a job. I think if you come in with the idea that you're gonna make $1 million, then you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
So my expectations are always like, and with comedy, I'm sorry for my my business lecture, but and with comedy too, like it's like anything else. If you kind of like manage reasonably,
yeah,
what you hope's gonna happen and what actually happens, it doesn't feel like that far off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a very like low expectation for my career while being really positive about it. Like it's doable. People do it. You don't have to be.
Yeah, sorry. Did I pick that up? Like a little burp. Little apple burp.
No worries.
Yeah, no, it's kind of. Yeah, I mean, my first goal, like I'm hugely afraid of public speaking.
Oh.
And my grandmother had passed away, and there was someone asked me to, like, will you speak at her funeral? And I was like, I'm too scared. Oh. And this is from my like family, like my friends. Like there was like maybe going to be like 30 people who wanted me to do well there.
Yeah.
And I still like freaked out. And then my mom told me, she was like, one day you're going to have to do this for me. That's the plan. I was like, oh, okay. And then I immediately was like, I was like, maybe it wasn't maybe I'll try comedy. It was like, I've always wanted to do this, and this will be me getting over that fear.
Yeah.
Like me like doing. And so I play for rooms full of 8 to 10 people sometimes, and like 15 people. One time I did a room that was like 45 people. I was so proud of myself.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's like, just one of those things. But there was like a motive in there was like an end goal in the idea of but the goal was to, be funny. But my first goal was just do it.
Yeah.
And then anything after that was like, oh, I like it. Let's do it again. Ooh, I bombed. Don't let that get to you. Let's do it again. And then like keep on doing it until, something like it's weird when you like kind of step away from like, and not even step away, but like, it's like 2 months ago, I was like, oh man, I haven't done comedy in like 4 days. What the fuck's going on? I got to get out there.
Yeah.
Like I had that like active, like, oh,
yeah,
I got to do this. Like it's part of what I like to do. It makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And even if it's like, don't know when you're going to go up, you might get 3rd, 4th, 5th poll kind of thing, or like in this open mic and there'll be like no one there. It's like you did it. So cool,
Yeah.
And like that's fun.
And I think sometimes I'm like thinking about all these things I want to do or need to do, and I'm getting upset that things aren't working out, and then I have to just kind of like revert back to like the simplest thing of it is just like I'm enjoying myself on stage, so I'm glad this is in my life.
Yeah, it's hard to, I don't know how to, but yeah, it can't feel like work for me personally.
Yeah.
And so I see some people like, doing it at a clip that I find exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of watching your videos. I don't know how the fuck you're doing them. No one in particular. But you know who you are. No, I'm joking. And so it's like kind of like, oh, that's like, wow. Like, I don't know if I want that for me, Like,
yeah.
I've always judged it by, I was saying to a comedian that's been on this podcast, but I was talking to him. I was like, my tier for how funny you are is stand up. It's like the only thing. Like, I don't want to see an actor do comedy, and I don't necessarily need to see a stand up do acting.
Yeah.
But like, I only judge being funny on you being funny in a stand up scenario.
Yeah.
So everything else is just kind of like, oh well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because a lot of people do switch to something else for their content.
Yeah.
But I guess it gets into the sort of thing with like, if you don't want to put your stuff online, or if you don't have Well, you don't have a lot of, like, most of my videos, the volume sucks. Like, what I video of myself doing stand-up out and about isn't good quality, so I don't know that it could ever be good content.
Yeah, there's like an oxymoron, in my opinion, that like, sometimes I'll see people post something that doesn't make me want to go see their show. And I'm like, what's the point? Like, I'll be watching, I'll watch it with my partner and be like, hey, like, what do you think of this? Like, I'm not going to go see that. It's like, I'm on that show. She's like, nah, I don't think I'm going to, like one of those things. Like,
yeah.
I get it. I understand, like, the idea of content and content creation. I think how, like, that's super important. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But like, for me personally, I'm like, well, I might just go home and, like, think about jokes and, like, try to write them down.
Yeah.
And, like, get ready for the next thing. But that's just...
And the reality is, the more stuff you do, like, it does detract from the time and energy you have to do your stand-up.
Yeah. And I think stand-up's kind of like... People will... You can only hide being a bad stand-up comedian for so long. Like, eventually it's going to... Like, people will know. People are going to learn you can't write a joke. Like, they're going to learn, like, oh, shit, dude. This guy is bad. Like, it's like, oh, the first time I saw it, I liked it. The 17th time, like, 3 months, like, it's like...
Yeah.
And you can, like, do a lot of content creation that's, like, probably pretty cool. But, I mean, I just think, like, it's kind of weird when I'm like, oh, like, why don't you get back to this? Like, do that. Like all this other stuff should be afterthought. But to be fair to that, I don't really know that because a lot of I think like in the I will name some names now. The Theo Vaughns and the Joe Rogans of the world like are just like, it's like kind of like interesting because I'm like, oh, you guys kind of stand-ups become like the secondary thing that you do.
Like I don't think I've seen Theo Vaughn do stand-up.
I've seen him do stand-up on
like Netflix. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying like I know him quite well, but not as a stand-up. Yeah,
and I think it's like, it's wherever the audience is and where you want them to be. Like, I am really happy that John Mulaney doesn't have a podcast where he tells me every day about what he's going, like what he's, like, because I like watching his stand-up and it's great. Yeah. Like, I'm super happy Cosby doesn't have a podcast for so many other reasons. I saw this thing online. It was like,
imagine he did, and it was like God. Our favorite podcast.
Hey, did you hear Cosby last week? He was saying some shit. No, he's
we're just like diehard Cosby fans. He's
wild. Yeah, like I didn't do it, but like, something like that. But yeah, it's weird. We're done here.
We're done.
This is it.
We went through.
I got a few laughs. I gotta go.
But no, I respect that. Like, if your main thing is like stand up and you just want to focus on that, like, I respect that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are people, and like, to be fair, like, there are people who can walk and chew gum. I'm not at that point yet. Yeah. Where they're really good at stand up and do content creation, and that's fine. Like, that's good.
Yeah.
And like, they get like a lot of views and stuff. Kind of like, just I'm happy for it. But I follow every comedian, right? So
yeah.
So sometimes my feed online is kind of like, oh, here's.
Do you think, or do you follow mostly like comedians in the scene, or is it mostly famous comedians?
Well, everyone in the scene is famous in their own way. I follow both, but there is like I follow like Gary Owen, who's like the white comedian that like black audiences have adopted and like love him. And he was like talking. He was on the Breakfast Club the other day, and he was talking about like, listen, I just like made sure all my content was like good. He was like, I just made it good.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what a unique thought.
Yeah.
Like everything he drops is like good.
Well, I feel like Michelle Wolf is good at content.
Michelle Wolf's awesome.
Because she has like good opinions on topical shit. Whereas some people, like, they're very hilarious, but they need to have a story from their life that ends up in their stand-up. Whereas she can just have, like, a...
Yeah. That who's the other dude from Daily Show? Joshua Jackson. That's right?
Oh, the longer form story guy.
Yeah, but like the topical thing, which when I will say this, the first time I ever did comedy, you were sitting at a table with me. It was at the Poorhouse. Yeah, and I was with Adam on High.
Oh my God, I miss Adam.
I miss Adam so much. He is a great guy. I don't know. You know what? I don't know what he's up to. I see him sometimes online.
He's like a hilarious Yemeni guy that was living in Toronto for a bit. We were weirdly obsessed with him, and then he disappeared.
He like I don't know if I should tell this story, but I'll tell it. But like one day we were like hanging out, and he was always really nice to me. He was like, Jamal, you are king. You're a king, Jamal. And he showed me a picture, like, because he's like from Lebanon or whatever, and like he literally was like, hey, here's a picture of me and my friends on the weekend. This is what we used to do on the weekend. And it's like him and his friends with like machine guns in the back of a fucking like one of those like Jeeps, and they just would run around and just shoot their guns in the air and like terrorize people. And it was like, and he shows me a picture of it. I was like, dude, this is wild shit, man. I don't think you should show this to anyone else. And then he disappeared. And I was like, I think he might be in trouble. And
oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't even know what we're talking about. I can talk about Adam all day.
Is it like a canon event for like comedians to make friends with a terrorist?
I did it. I was like, man, tell me when you're back in town. We'll do the show real quick. Like he might be like legitimately a terrorist. And then he disappeared. So I was like, oh my God, I think he's a terrorist.
But he was our buddy.
Yeah, Adam was a terrorist, and it's weird, and I love him.
Oh my God! And then I always like try to be like the normal person who hung out at Keys, but I might be the person who brought the terrorists to Keys.
Like anyone would know. That's a room full of weirdos. I don't care what anyone says. Every time I see Key, he forgets who I am, and it's amazing. He's like, hey, what's your name? I was like, we've met several times. What were we talking about? What was I answering? Was I answering?
Sorry, I led us astray.
No, it's fine. Talking about Adam is
first time you did comedy, because that's how you mentioned Adam.
Yeah, it was at Poorhouse, and then. Yeah, there was, but you were there. What? I don't know. There was some story there, but it's probably not important. I think Adam being a terrorist is what we should all talk about. Like, because okay, if Adam didn't leave, he would be on the show.
Oh yeah, yeah, he would definitely be on the show.
And he'd be like, Kara, do you smoke weed?
We'd have the first episode filmed on the balcony, so Adam could smoke weed.
So smoke weed is like, you're Jamal. He's a sweet guy, though. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe that's like maybe it's culture. I don't know. Not cultural. Sorry. Maybe like when you're in a place where people are doing that, you just like find yourself in the. I remember like when I was like, I grew up in Atlanta. I spent 10 years in Atlanta. I moved there when I was in 2000. I moved there in 1997. I did all my high school there.
So you started high school in Atlanta?
Yeah, which was cool.
Was that how old you were when you got there? Like 14?
I was 14.
Oh my God. Was that, and you were coming from Toronto?
Yeah, and I sounded like this. And I act exactly as I do now.
And what?
And it was the blackest place in the world. Sorry, I'll make this blacker. Here you go. And it was.
Oh my God! No, I love this so much. And it's what year? 97?
Yeah.
So it's in the middle of like a very cool time in Atlanta.
It was George W. Bush just got elected in 96. Like we didn't even get Clinton. It was like I went from Clinton to Bush. There was I had like 2 years of Clinton in like 98. Then Bush got elected. Yeah. And I remember
the Lewinsky years when you got there?
Were they trying to impeach him then? Yeah, I think so, maybe. Yeah, it was a fun time. And yeah, and Atlanta was like when I moved there, the year I got there, it was the murder capital of the country.
Oh my God.
And the year after that, it was the shooting capital of the country, but they went down as a distant second in shooting. Yeah, people stopped taking lessons, I guess, and that's cool for them. But they were shooting a lot. But yeah, that was a fun time. And
Did
I remember
you have a lot of friends in high school?
No. This might shock you. I didn't do too well in high school. I didn't. Yeah, no. It was terrifying. No, I was already like I wasn't going to do well in high school no matter what
Yeah.
I was. I
But did you have any kind of group that you fell in with?
I hung out with this dude, my friend, my friend Terrence. We call him that nigga T, and he was a musician of sorts, and he smoked weed and he had sex with women, and
Oh my God.
and I didn't do either one of those things, and then I started doing one of them. I'll let you know which one. Smoking weed. And he was like the cool kid, and he was like nice. He just thought I made him laugh.
Okay.
And so that was like the thing. I was like, oh, if I just, and he was always like, just do you, man. And I was like, okay. And I was just really like, so he was very positive.
He was teaching you authenticity.
Yeah, which is I think something that every comedian needs to
Yeah.
to do. I mean, it gets better when you're in it. You know, it's like it's a scary place to be like real for any amount of time, but you know, it's it makes it better, I guess. I don't know. It feels good.
I think so too.
Yeah. It makes me when I see a comedian like be honest, even though like sometimes I'll see like somebody, maybe I saw someone bomb one time,
Quote unquote
bomb, but they were so in it
Yeah.
that I ran up to them and I just had to tell him, I was like, hey man, that's a great, like that was amazing. And he's like, well, why didn't you laugh? And I was like, I was laughing deeply on the inside because it was so uncomfortable to watch you do that I couldn't like make myself laugh. I just knew that you're going for something, and I loved it. And it was like after I'd seen this comedian for like, he's a he's a really good guy, and he's just like, I would see him like every week
Yeah.
do the same thing, and then one week out of nowhere he was like, by the way, and I was like, oh shit, dude, this is what I'm here for. Like this total moment. It's great.
Yeah, because I think it's like it's interesting because newer comedians are oftentimes trying to shock and trying to say like the dirtiest thing, the most fucked up thing, and then they'll just say like, I lie a lot or something, and then the audience is like, fuck yeah, tell us more.
Yeah. No, sorry, that's what I want to get back to. Newer comedians. We're talking about Michelle Wolf.
Oh, right.
And Topical, and that was kind of the thing. When I started, I did Topical stuff because it was easy. Because Trump is just a well of jokes.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them that they started to be like they couldn't like, so when Michelle Wolf like records herself or whatever.
Yeah.
She can get that joke out there in that day and in that time.
Yeah.
Like, so like it stays like
fresh.
Yeah, fresh. And for me, since I wasn't recording or like putting stuff out, it was kind of like, well, if I tell this joke, I can't tell it a week from now because like it'll be old by then, So that's always like kind of like a weird thing. So like when I see newer comedians, like it's like kind of weird when you see a new comedian kind of like almost like do a joke book. I'm like, and like we've all been there. Like you're trying to figure out your voice and stuff. It's not there's no like weird thing about it, but it's like, oh, I know it'll get them, and they'll say something like crass and like. But the thing is, like, you don't really believe they feel that way.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't work, because you're like, oh, dude, you don't actually even think that.
Yeah.
You're just trying to like get a reaction, and that's always like a kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, it's funny too when there's comedians that I've seen do somewhat political stuff. I think because they're being topical, but then I'm chatting with them as a friend, and they don't know anything about politics. They don't care about it. It's not, I'm not that bothered that they don't know about politics, but I'm like, why would you mention it?
Yeah. I work at a bar, and everyone at a bar or a cafe, especially at cafes, everyone's like the most intellectual person in the room. Like they all have like these extremely unique ideas that I heard that morning when I was listening to like Democracy Now! Or some shit like that. So it's just like, it's like, and I just like over the last like few years, especially, I think like I remember when COVID happened, and like I was watching Bo Burnham's Inside a lot, and like I really liked that stand up, or even call it stand up, that special, which was like it wasn't political at all, but everyone else around was like kind of like talking about like, you know, like, and that's like kind of where the anti-woke or woke whatever thing kind of like started spreading up and stuff like that. And I just remember like kind of being like, well, this is weird because the only thing I like is the thing talking about internalization as opposed to your perception of a reality that you cannot change or you're not a part of, you know? And so it's like, or not like not a part of, but like, you know, you're like, oh, like, you know, government bad. It's like, okay, cool. Like, you're going to pave that sidewalk kind of thing, you know? And like, I have that like kind of like two different thoughts about it. And
Yeah.
it's like, but you know, the joke is always recognizing the necessity of the thing that we hate, I think. It's like, in my mind, that's what I think is funny.
Yeah.
Like, unless you have a solution or a different, unless you have a different idea of how to do things better.
Yeah.
You can like blow something up, but don't be like, hey, well, you guys figure it out after this. That's how I feel like some comedians do that. They like, newer comedians, they like, they'll drop a bomb on stage.
Yeah.
They'll light a grenade, they'll throw it, and then they have no idea what's going on. Like they're holding it in their hand sometimes. So, watching a new comedian, because I host so much, and watching someone and hold it in their hand.
Yeah.
And flip the thing, and then it doesn't work, and then they go, what's wrong with you guys?
I think there's something too where like if you talk about something, like eventually most people are going to do an hour. So it's like you have to kind of develop that theme ongoingly. So I have a bunch of stuff where I make fun of incels or I make fun of men. And then I've started to like talk a bit about like parasocial relationships and like, and I feel like there's something that will evolve within my hour to talk about like why are these my frustrations, like why would I bring it up? Because like you can shit on any group of people, so if there's one that you bring it up, or you bring up the government, or you bring up the media, like why is that your thing that you critique? And then there has to be some aspect of yourself like like I am a straight woman, so it's not just like, oh, these were just a group of people I happen to know. Like there's obviously some layers to that, so you have to be like honest enough if you're going to critique things to talk about your own involvement with them.
Right. Like, yeah, like, are you up to an hour? Or do you got
No. I'm at like 30.
Oh, nice. I had to do 20 the other night, and that was...
Oh, but I just mean what I have written. I have never done 30 on stage.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. You have my favorite joke of all time. Yeah. You have my favorite joke that any comedian's ever done. I was laughing hysterically. You do this bit about the Shamrock Shake. Oh, shit. And I love it. You somehow found a way to give us all a lecture. like you do like a deep dive into the people writing the story of McDonald's.
The politics of McDonald's.
The politics of McDonald's. And you make it like an Israel-Palestine thing at one point. And you're talking about Grimace was once an evil guy, but now he's like, and then you're like, his uncle is the king of... And
it's all factual. Like everything I say about McDonald's Land is part of real legitimate McDonald's Land lore. And then I brought like one topic from international relations that I remember.
I saw you do that, and I was laughing. So I only saw you. I think I saw you do it twice, and it was like I was like, oh, that's where it is. I was like making something like who else is getting laughs talking about Grimace and the hamburger and the Shamrock Shake that comes once a year. It comes for St. Patty's Day, kind of like that was my favorite. I know. I fell in love with you.
Thank you. That makes me feel great.
Yeah. No, it's like but yeah, and then you've been doing you do a bit about what is the bit that you do like this one about? Oh, if you did like your own kind of show.
Oh, I have a lot of shows. I imagine. Yeah. Is it the incel makeover show?
Yeah. That was good too. You feel free to tell me some bits of mine that you like.
I like all of your
okay, yeah, that's fair. That's good. Sure. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So you're trying, like, yeah, I think everyone's like going for an hour. I don't know if but yeah, I think like, you know what? I think it's kind of annoying in the way that, not annoying, but like, because I think it's important to be authentic and not offend or whatever. I try not to.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've definitely missed the mark for some people, but I can only really joke about myself now.
Yeah.
And so kind of like getting to an hour of just me being an idiot.
But
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, when you talk about yourself, it's interesting. I feel like you might not realize it, but I think the audience would listen to you talk about yourself for an hour.
Oh my God. I hope you're wrong. Like, no, because I don't find myself that interesting, but like maybe I don't actually look in on myself doing things. I'm in like a bunch of shitty situations, which is crazy. Like I'm having a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my partner doesn't want me to move in with her.
Is this the same partner that you've had since I've known you? But you were...
Maybe, but like we broke up last summer.
But then you got back together with her. Okay.
But last night we talked and she's like, I don't really need a roommate right now. I was like, well, we're having a kid together. And she was like, oh, keep your apartment. And I was like, okay. Like, that's kind of funny to me. But for most people, they're like every time I tell a friend of it, like I tell like a legit friend, they immediately text back, it's like, hey, you want to have a phone call? Are you all right? Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I was like, no, this is like a perfect situation. This woman hates me. It's amazing. I think it's like, because like, it's like my buddy Scott was like sending me a message, like, you don't understand how funny this is for me. Like, you don't understand how I get to go up and like make minutes about this, about like how much.
It is really good for a set.
Yeah, it's really good for a set. And like, it's like, I'm such a loser in it. And like, but that's my real life, you know?
But is that also just like her like she's going through frustrations right now and wants to be alone?
Yeah, let's go with that. Or, you know, maybe like, she wants me to like change, I guess. That'd be cool. Like if I, I'll say it this way. We had a saying, like, when we talk about, me and my friends, when we talk about Atlanta, when we lived there, we say it's like a pizza party with cocaine. And let me tell you, I love pizza. All right? I eat pizza a lot. Like, I'm getting slices of pizza 3 times a week. And she wants me to not eat pizza. But I'm eating pizza. And I'm not telling, like, but and then cocaine's like the comedy part, you know, like comedy is kind of like cocaine for me. Like I keep on telling people I'm not doing it, and I keep on, like, my mom's like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, not doing comedy, but I'm still doing it, like, secretly. And it's like, so the whole thing has kind of like been like, and all this stuff kind of happened at once, but like I'm 43, I'm a man child, my dog has a bandana. I watched like comic book movies. I haven't read a book in 8 years. Like, these are all bad things, you know. But I think people will think it's funny. But I mean, maybe it's not funny for me. I don't know. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? See, that would be me doing an hour. That would be me doing an hour.
No, but I mean, I do want to hear your whole childhood in Atlanta, and then I want to hear more.
I saw a guy get shot.
You talked about your partner on stage, and that was funny, and so there's more there. Getting into that, I want to. You do a bit of stuff about like the businesses, and I feel like that's just being in that very, like the vibe of your establishments are very left coast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff just with your friends.
This is a callback to the Deshaun interview, because that's when you guys were talking, like way back in the day, on the first season of the series.
What did Deshaun and I talk about?
Well, there's one point where Deshaun, because I have a huge crush on him, so I watched his whole one. And
a lot of people have a crush on Deshaun.
Deshaun's the best. He's so fucking weird. He's like the weirdest dude I've ever met in my life. I love him. But yeah, like someone asked me about like about my establishments, and they're like, why are they so like fucking like white? And I was like, I would never rob from my own people. If I'm gonna sell a latte for $7, I'm gonna make sure a white person's showing up, dude. I can't justify that to anyone else.
But what did Deshaun say?
I think Deshaun said something like I think you asked him about people like that he liked or whatever, and I think he was kind enough to mention, he's like, Jamal puts like a battery in my back kind of thing, and you're like, oh yeah, Jamal, he's got those places, his Tammys and stuff, and it was kind of like this like weird, but like and yeah, you said like, he said something about like I'm very like, I guess like left like it's like a Vancouver kind of thing. It's like a Vancouver. Yeah, I've never been there.
You've never been to Vancouver?
No.
It's crazy that you've lived in Atlanta, but you've never been to Vancouver. Because if you gave me those two cities, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's from Vancouver.
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of, yeah, that's fair. I get that a lot. I literally have never been. I just like a few months ago, I went to Montreal for the first time.
Oh shit.
I've never been as an adult. I haven't been like.
But I guess because you were in the States for 10 years,
Yeah.
so you.
And I was living there illegally, so I couldn't like really come back.
Ooh.
Like I was like after 9/11 happened and being named Jamal, it was like.
Oh shit.
It wasn't fun to go back and like.
Even as a black guy, that.
Yeah, with a
They
Muslim
don't-
name.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I was like, but like, I had something shitty where like one of the places I was working at found out that I was like illegal, and they like just docked my pay. And then when I went to go confront them about giving my money, they were like, "Oh, I can just call INS on you." And I was like, "I'm going home now." Like
That's so evil.
Yeah.
How much money was it?
Oh well, like at the time it was like maybe like $300, but at the time
That mattered.
that mattered because I was I was DJing at this club and shit like that, and I was doing all these odd jobs. And it was
Like 20 years ago, $300 would have been half my rent.
$300 USD in Atlanta is like that was significant.
Yeah.
Like that's time that I could like yeah. And so when all that shit started happening to me, I was like, dude, I gotta go back home. And I'd lost my passport and I got stuck at the embassy. I had to drive to New York because they closed the consulate in Atlanta, and I had to go plead my case.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they were like.
So right out of high school, you were still in Atlanta. Were you in school?
Yeah, like no, yeah. So high school, yeah. So I did high school there. I dropped out, or I was expelled, and then for being mouthy, it's just wild.
They kicked you out.
There was someone I
mouthy?
saw someone legitimately get shot at my school with a salt gun, like a salt gun, like salt gun. Someone like just grabbed their dad's fucking gun, and shot this guy with a salt gun, and I think that guy got to go back to school.
But you were mouthy.
I was mouthy.
Back talking.
I got enough on me. I gotta tell you. I must. They're like, we're gonna kill this dude. Well, I was mouthy because when you got suspended, they do something called in-school suspension.
Yeah.
Where you have to like sit in a fucking cubicle for the whole day. And I was like, fuck this. If I'm gonna go big because I want an out-of-school suspension.
Yeah.
So I could stay at home and watch Jerry Springer and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I would go real hard. I go real hard, like real hard, and I say some wild shit that no one's ever heard. like people, it's like I hope you die alone, like shit like that.
And that's,
yeah.
Comedians tend to have that thing. Like apart from being funny, we know how to say things. Like we're usually good at telling people off.
Yeah.
Like saying things well.
Right. Yeah. It was
memorably.
Like, right, and it's also like I think most, especially good comedians who are dealing with hecklers. Or whatever, or whoever, or whatever. But they, like, great comedians can do it and not skip a beat. Like, it's just like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then go back to their thing, but they say fuck you in such a way.
I feel like growing up, like, especially in my teen years, I would get in trouble for gossiping because everyone would be talking shit about someone, but I would say the shit that would get repeated. So then it'd be like, well, what Karen said about you. And it's like, we were all saying
We're all
stuff.
saying the same shit, dude. You know.
I just said it better.
You know you got a big forehead. What are we saying? Yeah. It's just the way someone's... yeah, I remember I made a kid cry once. I mean, really upset.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like that. Then I was just like, I'm going to be nice from now on. And so I've lived my life in the form of niceness. I try to at least, but yeah.
So what did you do in Atlanta once you were out of school?
Out of school, yeah, I worked at I was a smooth operator, which is the tag they give you when you work at a Smoothie King.
Oh my God.
But like I was like a 24-year-old working at a Smoothie King. And my manager's name was Marcus, and he was 19. And he was,
Oh no! That's a sitcom.
Yeah, no, dude, someone's like, this is Jamal the burnout over here, and like, and I worked at this place called I worked at vintage shops, if you can believe it. I worked in like little fucking.
Oh, I could picture you at a vintage
Oh
shop.
yeah, I killed. I sold glasses to the lead singer of Cake one time. I met Parker Posey. That was
Oh my
cool.
God. That's actually a dream of mine.
To meet Parker Posey?
Yeah.
She's a gem. She's so
I
sweet.
love her.
Someone looked her dead in the face, was like, "You're Parker Posey." She's like, "No, I'm not," and they just walked away. And I went up to her, I was like, "Hey, Parker." She's like, "Hey, what's up?" It was wild. It was so funny. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but mostly what I did is I did drugs, and I slept around, and I got drunk.
Nice.
And that's funny that's almost like I was there for 10 years, and I was in school for 4 of them, and so 6 of them
It was just you having fun.
just me having fun. And it's weird to wake up, blink of an eye, and be like, "Oh shit, dude, I had too much fun. I got to get out of here."
Yeah.
Like, every time I saw people were like, "Jamal, it's time to have fun." I'm like, I can't. And then I moved here, and that's when I got the businesses. That's when when I got back here, I was like, I made a plan where I was like, "Hey, I got to make this work no matter what."
Yeah.
And so like I didn't even really think about comedy or anything like that, like until I got the businesses like kind of going.
Yeah.
And when I felt like comfortable, where I can kind of be like, "Oh, like this is what I'm going to do with my time now," and shit like that. So.
But you always had like if I talked to like 15-year-old Jamal, like he already liked comedy. He already wanted.
Yeah, I my first memory of comedy was here in Toronto, and I was like, I think it was like 6 or 7 years old, and me and my mom were at this barbecue, and there was all these kids there, and we were all playing, having a good time, and all the adults started like leaving, not leaving, but they were like just like would go upstairs, and then we kind of turned around, and this guy I had made friends with like that day, we realized they're all upstairs, and so like we went into the house, and we just heard them like laughing like hysterically, like they were just laughing so hard, and the door was closed, and he kind of like was like, "Hey, open the door." I opened the door, and my mom was there, and I've never seen her laugh before. She was like laughing real hard, and I like kind of like wandered in, and no one saw me, and they were watching like Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Oh my God.
And then when they saw me, they stopped it, they paused it, they're like, "This is not for you, you're too young, get the fuck out of here." But I was like, why is, and then everyone stopped laughing. I was like, what, like what's the secret, like what's going on? And then I guess like I was 7, so like maybe like 10 years later,
oh my God,
I watched that thing, and I just remember laughing so fucking hard that I was like losing my mind, and like that was, but the whole time like comedy has always been like my preferred, like wine, like
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. It's my favorite.
Have you watched it recently?
Yes.
Does it hold up?
It holds up. It's definitely. I don't.
Like I saw it for the first time in my 20s.
Yeah.
And it was still amazing.
Yeah, I think the thing that Eddie Murphy's amazing at is that, especially with those two, is that people want to bring you into their life or whatever, but they'll be like, "Oh yeah, my kid was acting up or whatever," or "Oh, like my buddy at work was doing this thing or whatever." He's like, "I was hanging out with Mr. T, Bill Cosby, and Richard Pryor the other day," and it's true, like and it's like, "Oh, cool, you get to do cool shit." He's like, "Yeah, dude, I was doing cool shit." Like it's like everyone else is like, "Oh man, dirty diapers, whatever." And like he's like, "Yeah, like you ever meet like Sylvester Stallone, like like that shit," and you feel like you're like in the room when it's happening, and the impressions, like those are like two of my favorite. If I have like a Mount Rushmore of like specials.
Yeah.
Those two, like Delirious is definitely on there. I love John Mulaney has a bit. I'm a sucker for celebrity too, but John Mulaney has a bit about his intervention and like all the celebrities that were there. Oh shit! And so it was him just doing impressions, and I saw him do it live. And in the live one in Toronto, he does Natasha Lyonne is also there. Oh, nice. But he didn't have it in the special. But him doing his Natasha Lyonne.
She's so cool.
She's so cool, and she's like, "Hey Johnny, like, Johnny, you're doing too much cocaine, Johnny."
She's one of those people like I guess she came out, she was a teenager, and she was always cool. But she's somebody who's going to be her coolest probably now to elderly, right? Like she's like at middle age and over is like where her vibe shines the best.
Her show is, you've seen that show that she does, Poker Face?
Yeah. Yeah,
and like she's like, if you could like draw a New Yorker, like you're drawing Natasha Lyonne. Like how a New York, like she's so New York, it's fucking, it's almost a caricature, but it's like, it's endearing. She's really sweet. I mean, not like I know her.
Yeah, but I feel like I do know her.
Yeah. You feel like you could like like straight up like walk up on her and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I love you. She's like, yeah, nice, damn it. And then
Yeah.
like, just gotta keep walking here. But yeah, that's like kind of the weird. But yeah, when comedians when you talk about authenticity, like when comedians can bring you into their world like that, and it's like, oh yeah, that's funny. Like, that's cool. Yeah, and like he's been on the show, but like Paris, I find to be like almost like a unicorn in that way, because like he's like pretty special.
Yeah, he's a unique individual.
Right, and like, nothing he's saying is, but like it's a glimpse into how his mind works.
Yeah, and
you're like it's like authentically like he is actually like thinking that, like he goes, oh man, I just thought of something crazy. Like it's like really, I love like just watching him do his like thing where I'm like, oh, you just sit here just thinking of things with the letter B. It's like really cool. But yeah.
So any other comedians that were formative for you?
Oh, I had my like pretty. I worked at this place called the Tabernacle in Atlanta too, like doing the door there. And I remember. Sorry.
A theater?
Yeah, a theater. It's actually like now it's like it was a House of Blues and they called it a Tabernacle. It's like big, like Elton John would play there, like dude, Jane Fonda. I remember time I had to let Jane Fonda in. That was cool.
Oh my god!
But I saw Carrot Top, and I remember going in thinking, this guy's such a hack.
Yeah.
He's such a dumb piece of shit. And shit you not, 10 minutes later, I was laughing hysterically. And when I say formative, in the idea of like, don't ever think that what you're getting is as funny as someone is, like in any form. Like I had to really check myself when I first started doing like stand up, because I would see people bomb and I think I was like, oh, that person's not funny. It's like, no, that's someone working some shit out. Like, that's like, and then I think we've all seen the thing where someone does the same set and it bombs, and they do it like 2 days later and it kills, and like nothing, like the audience or whatever. But yeah, like that was a learning moment for me when I thought someone was bad who was actually way funnier than anyone has the right to be, like being who he is.
Yeah.
And then I guess like just kind of classically.
But is Carrot Top something like the highest paid comedian ever?
He has the longest running show in Vegas of all time, like historically, like comedy show. He's been doing it for like 25 years or some shit like that. He is. Yeah, but like, I think the perception is that he's not on anyone's top 10 list, like no one's being like, oh, the prop comic, like the Gallagher, but he's really funny.
But it's like people don't like his genre, but he is masterful at it.
No one can do, I think, what like that guy does, honestly, like, or can do it as well. Yeah. As he does, like, and then other comics. I remember like I had like a Carlin phase. I remember, but outside of like, not outside of comedy, but like I have for the last few years just been watching like pro wrestling, like them like doing the cut their promos. Yeah. Because I think wrestling and comedy are like kind of like very much the same. There's like a back room. They all know each other. They all hang out and they go and perform. And if it hits, it hits. Doesn't. But that's like some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen is like watching like Macho Man talk. Yeah. It's like it's theater. Yeah. We're theater. It's both like where you're trying to make it seem like it isn't. Like, because with the comedian, you're supposed to feel like I just happen to be talking to you and these are the words I'm saying. Yeah. And they're supposed to be in a real fight. But, yeah. And so you have to make it feel like that for the audience. Right. And it's, just being able to do that, like, make people believe. I haven't watched any wrestling as an adult, but when we were kids, I was really obsessed with the whole, like, Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan and Elizabeth and all that theatrics. That was, I remember that because it was like, looking back on it as an adult, those two people sound like wild people who shouldn't be around a woman at all. Let alone one of them trying to, like a woman trying to decide between the two of them because they're all fucking psychos. Like, it's like kind of crazy. I think the whole thing was like,
Hulk was trying to like steal Randy's woman.
No, I won't hear of this. Right? R.I.P. to the god, by the way. No, he was being nice to her, and Macho Man didn't like that. He wasn't trying to steal Elizabeth. He was trying to make her feel value, and then he got possessive, and then he got jealous, and then he hated Hulk. But apparently he was kind of like that in real life too, which is kind of weird. Also, R.I.P. to the other god. And if you want to go into, I think every wrestler I'm about to say is dead.
Is Macho Man dead?
Oh, Macho Man died many years ago.
Oh shit!
Hogan just died. Macho Man is dead.
Godspeed.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior died the day after he got into the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
like
that's sad.
The next day, yeah, I think he partied. I think he was celebrating. He was like 15 years sober,
shit.
and he was like, "Dude, let's
oh man,
one more time for the boys." No, I don't know that. But yeah, no, I think that shit's like really funny. But like, I remember like The Rock was hilarious. He was.
I just know him as an actor. Sorry.
Oh no, but he would like he had.
But he was funny on stage.
He was so funny. He was hilarious. The Rock is probably like, I think, as far as I'm concerned, a guy that would be in your living room every Monday night, who would do a tight 5 every Monday, and then fight a guy, and then beat him, and then every Monday doing a tight 5, he would just like do this like.
Do you think you think he's legitimately really funny?
I think it was Patrice O'Neal used to write for WWE. There's a point where they brought in writers.
Oh shit!
And so there's a writer that they had assigned to The Rock who would like give him all these like jabroni, know your role, all this shit, and he would just like be like, so he would just say it. And he's like one time like there's one of the writers was saying like, hey man, me and my buddies came up with this funny thing. It's called Know Your Role and shut your mouth. And he's like, oh cool, I'll do it. And he just did it. Like goes in and just says it. And it was on shirts later, you know, like.
I love it.
Yeah, and like.
Which must be really fun to be able to write for somebody who will just deliver what you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Like not fuck with it at all. Like, it's it's gotta be.
Just say it confidently in your like The Rock body.
Right, yeah. And just be like, yeah, imagine if a fucking 300-pound Samoan dude was like saying this shit. Like, yeah, like get Rocky Maivia to do it. He'll do it. Yeah, he's a fucking third generation. Yeah, but that was like, I thought like kind of like, that kind of kept comedy going for me. And then I watched a lot of sketch comedy, Mr. Show and Living Color. SNL I still watch to this day, even though people always make fun of me for it. And,
yeah, but it's still good.
It's got a good 15 minutes in there.
I feel like I watched it recently with, because Timothy Chalamet was on, and then who else was on? Shane Gillis. Like every once in a while, people get amped up about someone, so I'll watch their whole episode, or I have a crush on them, so I watch their whole episode. Yeah. And
so you
it's
have a
still
crush on
good.
Shane Gillis? Okay, it's fair enough. And Timothy Chalamet.
One of those two people. Yeah.
Cool. No, it's still good. It's just like it's kind of a. It's kind of weird because like there's so much other content now. It used to be like the only game in town.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the Daily Show essentially does Weekend Update, but every day, like the Michael Shea bit, like Michael Shea, and like yeah, but like it's like I find it, it's such a cornerstone of comedy as we know it that everything's kind of been, I believe, kind of lifted from it at some point. Like almost every show. Every sketch show I watch is like Saturday Night Live is the the marquee. So
yeah.
I remember like I really like Baron Von Sketch Show when that was on.
That was so good.
That was so fucking good. They filmed once at Loveless. That was so nice.
That's very cool.
Yeah, they were like it was a weird thing. They were like, how much should we rent the thing out for? They asked me how much I would charge them.
And what did you charge them?
So I said, oh, here's the sales for the day and like whatever. And like, you can do like 2,500. And then the producer came back to me and said, you mean 6,000. And I was like, no, I said 2,500. He's like, no, you mean 6,000. Listen, if I don't use all the budget, they take it away from me next year. So I need you to say 6,000.
Oh shit.
Because if you don't say 6,000, I'm going to lose $6,000 to film the final season.
Yeah.
And we need all the money. And yeah, so they negotiated me into
you up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
that was my first taste of that Canadian grant money, I guess. No.
Fuck. Did you chat them up at all? Like anyone from the show?
I wasn't doing comedy at the time, and I hadn't seen the show yet. But no.
Fair enough.
But I was there that day, and watching the bit that they did was this lady goes into like a cool indie coffee shop, and then gets there and says like double venti, and everyone like drops because she does a Starbucks order in it. But she just like forgot that where she was. She doesn't like. She was like, "No, I want a you," and she had to. And so she had to scream it like 7 times. And there were all these extras. All the background artists were there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, I couldn't do that," because I'd be so self-conscious about keep on screaming this part. Like she just like go on her knees, like, "I want a you," and the camera like kind of goes up. And to watch that artist do that with. Like you have.
Is it the brown-haired one?
Which one?
There's like the skinny one.
That's no.
Who's on the cop show?
No, it's not her.
She's
but
they
she's the one. Yeah, that's McNeil. She's actually she's one of my best friends is her cousin.
Amazing.
But it was the one who she's on the new show about like menopause with her.
Oh,
it was her.
Nice.
And like watching her.
That's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to be able to do something like that.
Right, because I'd be like,
commitment.
Oh. Yeah, the commitment, like going for it, like not afraid.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen someone so unafraid. I was like, I'd be like fucking nervous by now.
Yeah.
Like, no. She kept on having to do it. I just watched her do it. Like,
that's amazing.
I just sat in the back and it was wild. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's all you do. And, yeah. But yeah, that's the time I made $6,000 in one day. I don't know where it is now, but
yeah. But it probably kept the business going. So
yeah, we all went out for dinner after that. I took the staff out for dinner. I remember because we all had the day off because we had to shut down for the thing. So I showed up and opened it for them, and then we all went out for food. I think.
Nice.
Like, yeah. So I spent like $300 at like Benjara, and everyone.
I don't know Benjara.
Oh, it's like everyone just went to this place close by, and we just like ate some food, and then we all got drunk. And then the next day, I just looked at my bank account. I was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah,
yeah, I would love a $6,000 cash infusion.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You can say no. Have you ever made any money doing comedy?
I have not broken even. Like, when I get paid, it's very little, and it's few and far between.
Yeah.
And then, like, things I've spent money on, like comedy classes. I have not broken even.
What comedy classes did you go to?
I did. Oh my God. I did them all at Second City, but
nice.
I did like stand-up 1, stand-up 2. And then they have one called Stand-up Lab, which is basically, it's kind of like stand-up 2. It's kind of more just like writing prompts and.
Right. Where, like, 'cause you're in the East End. I don't really get out here often.
Yeah.
I've been to LA more times than I've been to this part of town. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
East End is good.
East End's good. Okay. Like around here, but not around here. But like every time I go to SoCap sometimes.
Yeah.
Is comedy better over here? Do you like get out around here?
I don't know that it's better. Like because I was at Bay and Bloor before, it was weird for me to move here because I'm like, oh, I'll be so far from Comedy Bar and Back Room and the Lab. But it doesn't take me that long to get to those places. Yeah. And then when I go to Parkdale, like I feel like it's an easier streetcar ride for me to get there, even though I'm technically farther away. But yeah, the East End comedy that I do, so Key is
Key's got his,
doing
like,
stuff at Arrivals.
Yeah.
SoCap, Joe Baker is doing Sunday mics at the Kingston House.
Okay.
Groove Bar's out here.
Yeah.
But
I did Groove Bar the other night. It was a good vibe.
I did it once and it's something like the sound there. It's not like it's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's always bad, but I think it's easier to have a bad set there.
Oh, I had a thing where I was bombing a lot, like more than usual, and I was trying to like I was like, oh, I just got to keep going up until I get a good one. And that one kind of broke my streak a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And then
and they give you like 10 minutes there, so that's also.
I got like 7, and I had an incident with a comedian who like does a joke very close to mine.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's a new guy, and he's really nice. And I was doing a room, and then I went up before him. I didn't do the joke that I normally do, because I was like, I'm gonna not use that joke because I know it's fine. It's evergreen. I can keep it over there. And then he went up and pretty much did it, and I was like, okay. So then I went home. I texted the producer. I was like, hey, who is this kid? I gotta reach out to him.
Yeah.
I don't think no one took the joke. Whatever. So it's just like,
yeah.
I want to make sure that he knows that if he hears me do it, that I didn't. And like, I'm not like 30 years in the game, right? Like I'm like year 2, so I don't really feel the need to be like, hey, stay off my shit kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him. I was like, I just want to let you know I do this joke similar to you. And he was like, he's like, yeah, I seen it. I was like, well, if you've seen it, like, like I saw you do it, and so I reached out to you because I wanted you to know. He's like, yeah, I've seen you do that joke. It's like, so you see me do it, and like when you reach out to me and be like, hey, like, by the way, I do a joke similar to you, so I don't think that you. He's like, yeah, I saw you do it a few months ago. I was like, oh yeah, how long have you been doing comedy? He's like 8 months. I was like, I've been doing that joke for a year and a half. Like it's like one of my first ones. And it's like, and then I saw him at Groove Bar. And I was on the book show, and he was on the open mic. And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, I'm doing the joke tonight." And he's like, "He's really nice. He's a really nice guy." He's like, "I'm doing the joke tonight." And he goes, "Never been so upset in my life." He looks at me and goes, "It's okay. I got way more." I was like, "Oh, cool. You have so much more material." It's like, "Yeah, I got way more." And then, so I did and the set went good, and then. Then we met and talked about it later, and he's like, I was lying when I said I had way more. That's like pretty much the only joke I have. And I was like,
oh my
god. Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know if I would. I guess it hasn't happened to me yet, but I don't know how I would. I don't like talking to people. I don't know how I would
ever
deal
does
with
your
that.
Shamrock Shake joke, I swear to God. I'll get on them. No, I mean I never had to talk to anyone. I usually do my best not to speak to anybody. Like, I don't like whatever I got going on. Most people don't love hanging out with me. I get that. And so, no, they don't. Ask my girlfriend. Ask the mother of my child. She'll tell you. I'm a lot. And so so I kind of like try to like stay as neutral as I can or whatever. And, and like I was like. Yeah. So I never had to like. I'm happy it went as well as it did, but it was a pretty odd experience.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But he's a really nice guy. So we're gonna let it. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I'm glad you resolved it.
Yeah. I had to be a big adult and talk to a 22-year-old.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We should get a medal. For being the older folk in the scene.
Oh, dude, it's so tiring. I love all. I'm gonna name names. And I love all the places I'm about to mention. But like, dude, like, actually, one time I was like, we were at the lab.
Yeah.
And it was like third pull, and you were like, I'm going home. I was like, I respect you. I respect you so much for just saying I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna stick around all night. And I sat there and I waited. I think I went on at like 12:45. There were 4 people there. They were wasted. They weren't even making sense. Like no one was paying attention. I was like I really had to do this bit. And it was like, especially like being 43 and it's like
we got to get our beauty sleep.
Yeah. The other day someone was like, "Hey, do you want to bark?" I was like, "No, I'm so sorry." It's like, "You think you're above it?" I was like, "Yeah." I think I don't want to do it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Is that the hour?
That's it, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything we should plug?
Mondays at Tammy's, Tuesdays at Tammy's, and you're gonna be seeing me a lot more at the back room. I've made some I did the comedy dojo there.
Nice.
And it was really beneficial. If you're watching this and you're a young comedian, if I want to plug somebody who's not me,
yeah,
I would say Brandon is a true gentleman, very, very nice, very, very helpful, and yeah, he got me into the corner, and like hopefully going to do yucks soon and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jamal.
Yes, sir.